Good morning, everyone. Today is Wednesday and we don't really have much going on at the moment. I wanted to show you yesterday we moved the pigs up here to the what was the corn patch. We didn't really get any corn out of it, but it's where we had planted the corn. We figured we'd put the pigs in here because it got totally overrun with weeds. We also had some squash and some watermelon in here. And so we put the pigs up here so that they can till this all up for us. Because the pigs are very good at tilling the ground and clearing it all out. And they have actually cut down a lot of this stuff already. All of this right here was super tall and full, like you couldn't even walk in there. And they have chopped down quite a bit of it already. There was some old squashes and things in here, and they've eaten those up. Yes, good morning. Good morning. Good morning. They need some water. So while I get the pigs some water, they keep dumping the water and laying in it. It is quite warm up here, and they don't have any shade in there in the morning, but they'll have shade in the afternoon. So you can see their mud hole here that they made yesterday. They've only been up here since yesterday. No, they came up let's see, yesterday was Tuesday. We put them up here Monday night, but it was late. So they spent all day up here yesterday. But yeah, so it doesn't take them long to dig a mud pit. Turn the water on and get them some water. And in 10 minutes they'll have it dumped out. There you go, girls. And that's what they do. They're gonna climb into it and then they're gonna flip it over. Because they don't really want to drink it, they just want to lay in it. There she goes. She's gonna try to lay in it. You are too big. Here, let's just get you wet. How's that? She's laying. She's laying in the container. I can't give them any drinking water. Are you hot too, sweetie? Are you hot too? Oh. My hot piggies. They'll get plenty of shade in the afternoon, but in the morning there's no shade, so they probably do get pretty hot. But while I stand here and water these pigs and give them a nice cool bath, I wanted to talk to you guys. I've had a lot of comments on the last video about Fancy becoming hamburger and people wanting to know what's happened with her. If you don't be careful, you're going to touch that hot wire, girl. Fancy has not become hamburger, and we may actually end up with Fancy back here. What happened is I've been working very closely with the gentleman that we got her from. He's actually become a friend. He is a much older gentleman. I think he's about 80 years old, and he's been helping me and talking to me about how to deal with Fancy while she was here. And what he has decided to do was his son and his grandson and him are going to take Fancy back to his place. They have a lot of cattle, and he has a head gate. And so what they're going to do is they're going to take Fancy back to their place, and they're going to put her in the head gate, and they're going to lock her up in there, and they're going to do their thing to break Fancy. Did you touch the fence? Look at this mess. Look at this mess. You guys won't even let me give you any drinking water. They just really want to be in the water. You guys are so cute. So anyways, they are going to work on breaking Fancy. They have experience with breaking cattle or breaking calves and heifers for 4-H and all that. They have that experience, and they also have the location, they have the head gate, they have all the things they need to get it done. Now, if they can't break her, now the gentleman that I got her from, his name is Tony, and Tony is a very, very sweet man, and he knows how much I really want a milk cow. And so when we first saw these cows and we got a hold of Tony, and we had talked to him about the fact that I wanted a milk cow, I wanted to make my own butter and all of that, and the strangest thing happened. He said, okay, I'll give her to you. And we thought, what's he talking about? Maybe the people down here in the South, you know, say things differently than we do from Colorado. So we just kind of waited, and because he said that he was going to take her to his place and get her bred. And actually Fancy wasn't the first cow. There was another one before Fancy that he brought to his place. He got her bred, but then he said she was crazy. He wasn't going to give her to me because she was too crazy and somebody would have got hurt. So he took that cow to the sale. And then came Fancy. He said, okay, well, I have another one out there. So he brought Fancy to his place and he bred her. And we were still, at this point, we were still like leery. We didn't know like if he was gonna ask for something, ask for some money or whatever. So we waited, and then he brought her over. And what he did ask for was, he wanted in return for a milk cow, he wanted to be able to get some milk and some butter. He wanted to be able to put a calf on her if at some point in the future he had a calf without a mother. And I told him, yeah, that's fine, that's no problem whatsoever. So as you guys know, every Saturday I go around and I deliver things to my neighbors, not to get paid or anything, but just because I like to share. And Tony seems to be of a like mind. He likes to share, and so that's all he asked for in return for Fancy, was some milk and butter and, you know, a nurse cow if at some time he needed one. So that was a really good deal, and we've gotten to know Tony and we've become friends. But anyway, so that's that situation. And so he is going to, I don't think he's done it yet. She is back into her original pasture, where he has his cows. And he's going to pick her up and take her to her house, and he's going to break her. And he does want me to go over and be involved in that, so that she also gets to know me, and, you know, so that I can see that she's okay, because I still have my doubts and fears when it comes to her. So that's where we're at with Fancy. Now, if it absolutely does not work out and they can't break her, then, you know, there's other options. We may wait until she has her calf and then take her to the sale barn and keep the calf. We could turn her into hamburger. We don't know. That is something that will happen in the future, but for now, that's what's going to happen with Fancy. Now, something else I wanted to let you guys know about. Mikey has started public school, and he gets up quite early for that. I thought I was getting up early by getting up at 7 a.m. every day to get up and do my chores and get that done. Well, now that Mikey has started public school, I have to get up at 6:30. I was never a morning person in my life. I am a night owl. I stay up late at night, and I would usually get up about 9 o'clock. Well, for the last 2 years since we've been here, I've been getting up early, and now I have to get up even earlier, so I'm pretty tired. I just haven't adjusted to this new schedule yet, so we're not getting much done here on the homestead right now, just because I am really tired. I definitely don't feel like I'm getting enough sleep. When I was younger, I could sleep for 4 hours a night and I was fine, and now that I've hit 50, it seems that I need a little bit more sleep than I used to. So yeah, yesterday we worked on the fence on the pigs, and we finished that by 12:30, and then I took a shower, put my pajamas on, and called it a day. So I'm just gonna give myself some time to adjust to the new schedule of getting up really early with Mikey. And because once I get up, I'm not the type of person to like just sit around for hours. I want to go to work, and I'm finding that I can't do that because I'm just really tired. And then even when I do start working, I just don't have the energy to work like we were. Even though it's only, you know, I'm only losing about 30 minutes of sleep. Well, sometimes an hour, because every now and then I did sleep till 7:30, 7:45, so. But I don't know, I'm just really tired. So we do still have projects that we're working on, or that we're going to get back to work on. So just give us a little bit of time and we'll get back to working on something. Hey, Tiny. We'll get back to working on something. We just, I mean, Eddie, he wakes up at like 5 o'clock every morning anyway, so he's fine, but I'm just really tired. And yeah, I need to adjust to this new schedule, so. Morning, everyone. It is Thursday, and it is raining again. Of course it's raining, because I turned the water onto the garden last night. The only thing we still have growing in the garden is our peppers, and they were starting to look a little bit sad, so I turned the water on. We all got woke up at 3:30 this morning. It was raining so hard, it felt like we were, or it sounded like we were underwater. I've never heard it rain that hard before. But I'm heading up here in the rain. I've got to shut the water off to the garden. Pigs will be nice and cool today. It's supposed to rain most of the day today. Sometimes it feels like we're never going to get back to these projects that we want to get done. You girls are hungry, huh? Well, you got a little bit of water in your container, and you got plenty of water on the ground. Gracious. It is really wet out here, girls. Just wanted to show you guys what the day looked like around here. More rain. Maybe it'll be better tomorrow. Good morning, everyone. Today is Friday afternoon. We've been putting some wood chips into the barn to have the chickens spread them out, decompose them and all that. That's why I look absolutely terrible. Also making sourdough today. But we need to move. I still have some metal from my shop that we can't put up because I need to frame out the doors, and I don't want to frame out the doors until I've gotten the floor poured. So we're going to take the extra metal that we have for now, and we're going to put it in the top of the barn just to try to stop some of the rain that goes down through, because the quail's feed keeps getting wet when it rains. So we got sent these gloves from a company called Andanda. I don't know where they come from, but they're cut resistant gloves, and they asked us to try them out and give an honest review of them. So these are a large. Eddie's gonna try them, and we're gonna move that metal. So let's have him put them on and see what his first reaction is to these gloves.
Wow, they look they're awful small for me. No, actually, it's pretty good. Yeah, they're little small.
So large is not really large?
No, large is more like a medium. Unless they stretch, you know, they might stretch, I don't know.
So how do they feel on your hands?
Other than being tight, they feel pretty good.
Are they thick? Are they light? That feels like your hands are really gonna sweat. Those are really thick.
Yeah, they're kind of thick.
So I take it this rubber part here is the cut resistant?
Yeah.
So like, should I take a saw to your hand and
No,
see if
you
I
ain't
can
taking
cut
no saw to my hand. You're not.
These were they are a 9 large. You're gonna slice into your hand.
Huh.
Didn't even dent
Didn't
it.
even dent it. And that's a sharp knife. I mean, I'm not gonna, you know, really try to cut myself either.
Well, we always seem to cut ourselves when we're moving the metal, so I figured that would be a good test.
What I do like about them is I can feel the tips of my fingers. With regular gloves, leather gloves, that's why I don't like wearing them, because I can't feel what I'm doing. I can feel my fingers in these. What do you want, 2 of these?
I want them all.
What?
We're gonna put them all up in there, get them off the ground. They're getting all dirty and nasty. So we do have plans to finish this barn, but it takes money, and we're a little bit low on that right now. Actually, we're a lot low on that right now, but the chickens are in it, so I'm not too worried about it. The only part I don't like is the fact that the quail's feed gets wet, so that's why we're going to put this metal up on the floor, because it's also going to get it off the ground so the metal's not getting destroyed, dented, whatever. Have a tree fall on it and ruin it. That would really not be good. So we're gonna put the metal up here. It'll protect the quail's food until we get a roof on this, and it'll protect my metal until we're ready to put it on the shop. So okay, so what is your first impression of these gloves?
Well, they feel good, and at the beginning they felt awful tight, but I've noticed that in the short time that I've had them on, they have stretched to fit my hands better. So I don't know if that's what they're supposed to do, but anyway, they fit pretty good. But so far, I think they're pretty good. Not quite sure I like the fact that they soak up the water real fast. Because the top of my hands are soaking wet.
Well, I noticed that you didn't have to be careful when you were picking up the metal.
Oh yeah,
like
that's
normal.
for sure. Yeah, they're definitely cut resistant, that's for sure. You couldn't feel the sharp edge or nothing.
Okay, well that's Eddie's first impression, but we're gonna give it some time. Obviously you don't have to wear cut resistant gloves every day, so it'll take some time before he has another project where he's gonna need them, and then he'll try them again, and we'll go from there.